Hi, everybody. I'm the uncle,
in the carbon.
and we're here on a beautiful Thursday afternoon in Buterrism, Woodbury. It's a gorgeous day, and Lori Butera is actually here. We'll see if we can get her to come on a little bit later and make an appearance. But right now, we got a couple of things on the front burner. We're going to talk about the World Series. We're going to talk about what the Mets need to do, the Yankees need to do, and the Dodgers need to do. Let's start with the World Series.
So we got Arizona versus the Texas Rangers. A couple former Mets in this matchup: Tommy Pham in Arizona, and obviously Max Scherzer and Jacob DeGrom in Texas. Although obviously DeGrom won't pitch, but these former Mets always doing better than the Mets do as a team. I was, as a Mets fan, it's kind of tough to say. I was rooting for Philadelphia in the NLCS. I think it would have been a better series if they won, a better World Series against the Rangers. But, people have doubted the Diamondbacks since the playoffs started, and look where they are now. So only time will tell.
And make a note that I told you you can never root for a Philadelphia team. I don't care what sport it is. I don't care what it is. You can't root for Philadelphia. I root for Atlanta before I root for Philadelphia.
I mean, sure, the Philly fan base kind of has a reputation, and
Well-earned reputation.
the city as well. Yeah, it does, and the city as well. But, the guys on the team, I like some of them. Trey Turner, obviously.
I like Trey
Your
too,
guy.
but that's not the point.
Nick Castellanos, Bryce Harper.
Who do you think's
bunch of
gonna win?
guys. I think Texas is going to win. I think it'll be only 4 or 5 games.
Really? See, I think Texas will win as well, but I think it'll be at least 6 games. I think these teams are pretty even. I think Texas has a much better lineup, but I think the starting pitching, I'd give an edge to Arizona. I didn't think Arizona would beat Milwaukee. I didn't think they beat the Dodgers. I didn't think they beat Philly, and they surprised me each time. So I'm picking against them again. I think Texas will win, but I wouldn't be surprised. Sometimes you go on that magic carpet ride in the playoffs, and it looks like they're on it. And I'll also say that the Mets, the Yankees, the Dodgers, and every team in the American League East won the same amount of playoff games. 0 this year. Anyway.
I mean, here we're talking about an Arizona Diamondbacks team that only won 84 games in the regular season. They were
Right.
barely above 500, and they're in the World Series, which I kind of like, honestly.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. It gives everybody a chance, right?
It gives, the opportunity to see, these teams that no one thought at the beginning of the year would make it in October and possibly November. You don't see those dynasties like you see in football, like with the Patriots when Tom Brady was there, the Chiefs the past few years. It just makes it more interesting.
It does. It does. It gives everybody a shot. Okay, so speaking of that, let's talk about what your New York Metropolitans have to do this offseason. And will they go all in to try and win it next year? Will they start to build something? Will they keep Alonso, trade him for assets? What do you think?
I think they need to build up again. They tried winning now, it didn't work. Let's not try the same thing. Let's keep building the farm system. We got a bunch of guys from the trade deadline last year.
Yep.
Drew Gilbert, Acuna. We have some prospects now. Our farm system isn't completely depleted like it was. Keep building that up. Maybe trade Alonso for a few prospects.
Yeah.
Vogelbach could be tendered so he could come cheap. So for now, is he going to be a sustainable first base option? No, but for now, I think he could be.
You want
at least this
Vogelbach
season.
back?
I think I am biased there because the first game as a Met we went to together and he had
We did.
3 hits.
And
He
he was
just made
chugging
up for
around.
it.
Didn't he score from first on a
He
single?
scored from first
on a double or something?
Yeah.
That was
And he
fun to
was-
watch. It
it's
looked
like-
like a gerbil running around the bases.
It's like a refrigerator running the bases. It's crazy, but
But you
So he
want
made
him
a fan
back.
that day.
Oh my
I do.
God! I don't
I
think
do.
anybody out there is going to agree with you. Any Met fan. Will agree. However,
if we get a good haul for Alonso. at least.
and I think so. You want to trade Alonso?
I do, and it's tough because Pete's a homegrown kid. We've had him forever, and I love Pete Alonso, but I just think his time. I think it's a smart move for the organization
Yeah.
to trade him. And move on.
You know what I think? I think Cohen knows what to do. He knows to build, but I think his fandom caught up with him last year, and he said, "Let's go for it." And he signed 2 40-year-old, 39-year-old pitchers.
That are no longer on the Mets.
And yeah, and I'm surprised they didn't keep Verlander. I thought they'd keep him. Scherzer is done. I mean, every year he breaks down, and every year he blames it on. He blamed the Dodgers 2 years ago for using him too little. That's why he had to tire off. So I think he's done. But and they got a lot of good prospects. So that was good from that perspective. Okay, I think the Mets should build. I think what you're saying is what the Mets should do.
On the other hand, something we might see is if they decide to go for it now, which I don't think they should. I think it would be a bad move, but I think they are going to try to go for a guy like Juan Soto, a guy like Shohei Ohtani, offering a
Well,
lot
Soto's
of
not
dollars.
out. Soto's not a free agent. I think
Is
he's
it
got,
next year?
I think he's got another year.
Next year.
Yeah. Ohtani is different. I could see the Mets making a play for him because even though next year he's not going to pitch, he could still hit, and he's 27 years old. So he'll be there when they get to be competitive. I don't think he'll play in New York, but I think I could see them making a play for him. What do you think about the New York Yankees?
I hate him.
Come on. I mean, Hal said they're going to do things differently. They're going to look at everything. So, what does that mean?
Keep Judge healthy. You had to do everything you can to keep him healthy.
That's true.
You know, when he's playing, you win games. When he's not playing, you lose games. It's really that simple for the Yankees. Build around him. Get more starting pitching. Get more bullpen help.
I think what they really need to do, what the Yankees really need to do, I don't think they'll do it, is to dump Stanton. And they're going to have to eat almost the whole paycheck because it's a lot of money, But either that or live with them for what, 4 more years? I mean, it's a drain on the payroll. He clogs up the DH spot. He can't play the field. He jogs after fly balls. I mean, I think that's a key piece. And then you've got a bunch of dough you can put somewhere else if you choose to. I think they need to get hitting. I don't think their pitching is the issue. It's been hitting for a long time. They've had trouble scoring runs. Aside from Judge, it's not a lineup that scares me.
What about your Dodgers?
I think they're going to go after starting pitching. I think they're going to go after that Japanese pitcher, Yamamoto. I think they're going to go after him hard. Yeah. I think, you got to remember, they lost Buehler, Dustin May for the whole year. And then they lost Kershaw and Urias for parts of the year. I mean, that's a pretty good starting staff. But I like Bobby Miller. Bobby Miller is at the top end of the rotation. I like Ryan Pepio. I think he's going to be a good pitcher. Buehler should be back. Hopefully May comes back. But I think they'll go for another pitcher. I hope they don't go for Snell. I'm not a big fan. He has big years when he has a walk year. He's had 2 big years in his career. But I think they'll go for some other pieces. I like the bullpen. I think they'll go for another starting pitcher, maybe a mid-range guy that they can work with.
Snell wouldn't be the worst thing either. I mean, I know he's a punk. You don't really like him for the locker room, I'm sure. But,
I don't.
I mean, this is a guy that was second in the National League in ERA this year.
Yeah. How did he do the 3 years before that? Not so good.
You're always going to be judged off your most recent year.
Right, but I wouldn't give him an 8-year deal based on 1 year.
I
I'd look at the whole body of.
8-year deal. He's going to be like 32, 33.
Let's see. 5-year deal, 6-year deal. I mean, I wouldn't do that either. I think the Yankees are a good landing spot for him. He's a lefty, he's smart. The Yankees might be a good spot for him if Hal decides to spend. But I wouldn't want to see him in L.A. Okay, so what else do we have? We cover everything yet?
Well, just circling back to Miller real quick. I mean, He has ace written all over him.
He does.
Yeah, his stuff has never been the question. I mean, he throws upper 90s, 100-mile-an-hour fastball, good command of 5 pitches. The question has been his command of it.
But he's gotten better. I watched every start he made this year. He's gotten better and better and better. I think he's ready to make the next leap. And Kershaw, I don't know, man. I think they should give him a contract for as long as he wants one. He's earned that. 16 years. He's got a lot of innings on that arm. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Came up when he was 19. But I just don't know. He keeps breaking down. I don't know if he wants to go through that again. It's a lot. Laurie?
Hi, back again.
Laurie, come over here. And we have, this is Laurie Butera, is our guest on the podcast.
How are you?
She's responsible for all these great restaurants here in Sayville and Woodbury and Bayshore. Laurie Butera.
Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, and that's it. I think we're done. right?
Yep.
No
It
more?
goes pretty much everything.
Okay, from the uncle.
And the carbuncle.
See you next time.